welcome to the outdoors edition of Kingsmith. Oh, I need to scoop that thing
Scotland.
back. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Now we're prepared. Hello.
Live preparation.
You got that right. We know what we're doing, clearly.
Absolutely, totally, all the time.
Yeah. All right. How we doing today, Zach?
Doing all right, Nathan. How are you doing?
Doing good. Say, what day is today?
Memorial Day.
It is Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's been a good day. We grilled some brats earlier. They were good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, our cats haven't been as annoying as usual.
They've been a little annoying
They've
today.
been a little annoying.
Yeah. They've been fine, though.
Right.
No, we've had a good day today. We cooked some brats, and
We were late. Both of us were pretty lazy.
we were pretty lazy
Yeah, I
today.
think-
We got some things done, but we were pretty lazy.
We got a
all
few things done.
considered.
I think I got up around 11. You got up around 1.
Well, woke up or got up are two different things.
Yeah,
I woke
and when
up
we
around
say-
10:30, 11 o'clock. I
And when we
got out
say-
of bed around 2.
We say got up. We mean got up out of our bed.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah, we got
definitely
up out of
later.
our bed.
But
I think I woke up around the same time you did.
I was
just-
okay with that today.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I kind of needed it, if you want me to be honest.
Hell yeah, you need
Having a Monday off to chill after Sunday was definitely nice.
Yep.
So, Memorial Day. I just want to say a real quick thing over this.
Yep.
It says in the scriptures that better love has no man than this, that one would lay down his life for his friends.
Yep.
And I think that the context of that passage and the meaning and application of that passage absolutely applies to those who gave their lives in the armed forces.
Right.
And
And not just those who gave their lives, those who were
Willing
give
to
their
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
willing to do it. And had the blessing
Yeah.
to come back home.
it's I think it's incredible. And oh, sorry, our cats are being annoying again. I think it's absolutely incredible
Yep,
that people would
so-
fight, so much to protect us and protect the country.
Right.
And, say what you want about the country,
And where it
And
is
s-
right now, and
about different things politically and whatnot, but that's not what Memorial Day is about. Memorial Day is about honoring those who actually fought, protected, and defended
You're-
this place. And
you're
I think we
right.
need to pay homage to that. We need to have, honor for those people, respect for those people.
exactly.
I never say Happy Memorial Day.
You're right.
It's not a happy day. We get to celebrate because of what they've done for us, but it's not a happy day. I went on a walk today to
Yep.
that on a park that is nearby the house, and it's a memorial park, and I thought, I think I should go do this because I'm not a big parades person or anything like that.
Right.
I kind of like things to be a little more low key, and so I thought, well, this is going to be appropriate. It was my way of kind of honoring them, and definitely was a sobering moment there. So,
Yep.
Okay, but now that that's over, we can talk about our main topic of today, which is Zachary.
We are talking about prosperity gospel,
Yes.
and before you get too deep into this, Nathan.
Yeah.
So, this episode and the last episode we recorded the one on
Mhm.
progressive Christianity. We were considering putting into one. I'm glad we didn't because there was a lot in
Mhm.
progressive Christianity that needed to be talked about, and there's a lot in prosperity gospel that we need to talk about. The biggest commonality between them, the biggest
Right.
link between them, is the large majority, and I want to be careful. I'm being careful
Uh-huh.
about how to say this. The large majority of those who propel these movements forward show a lack of understanding the Bible, or they show a lack of understanding the fundamentals of the Bible. Reading it, studying it, that's just one commonality
Yep.
between them. They show their lack of understanding what the Bible's saying, how it's saying it, and they often take verses out of context to promote
Yeah.
their particular brand of Christianity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, and this is unfortunate, there are some believers that fall victim to this, and are part of these movements.
Yeah.
That if Jesus if I do this, Jesus will bless, the Lord will bless me. If I do that, the Lord accepts me as I am. It's just a lack of understanding.
Right.
That's in these movements.
Yeah. So you're hitting the nail right on the head, Zach. There's a lack of understanding, and I think the lack of understanding comes from perspective. And so in the prosperity movements or the word of faith movements, as some of them call, the believer is told to use God as a means of gaining something. And in movements outside of that, it's the other way around. Where God uses the believer for things.
Right.
So here's the deal. I don't like the term people use God. I'm uncomfortable with it. It makes me writhe because that's not supposed to be how it is.
Right.
God is sovereign over all things, including ourselves.
Right.
And while we are definitely given some authority over things, that's not something that's to be abused or something to be thought highly of.
Right.
Even Jesus himself, when he came as a man, didn't find that equating himself to God was something that was profitable. Like the scripture says that,
Right.
So even Jesus was like, look, yeah, I'm God, but I'm not going to lord that over you.
Right.
And so I think if Jesus even had that attitude, I just don't see how we could have any inklings of that same attitude. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it shows the one thing that shows it to me is all these
What was
people.
that passage? I want to find that real quick.
You find that passage. I'm going to be
Yeah.
I think it's Philippians 2, if I remember.
So, yeah.
But the one passage that's another passage that shows that off in the Gospels is Jesus is here talking about the last days, some eschatological stuff.
Yeah, Philippians 2:5.
Yep. And Jesus says, even I don't know the day or hour that the Father is coming. He's saying, even I don't know when the Father has planned.
Yes,
That's another passage that shows that these people, especially, it disproves these people who are saying, "Oh, the end times will start, May 21st, May 21st, 2012."
Oh, we talked about that in youth group the other day. I think
we did.
We don't know when it's going to be.
and I told the kids, I said, these people are claiming something even Jesus didn't claim.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So building on that point, in Philippians 2:5-8, it says, "Have this attitude in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus, who, although he existed in the form of God, did not regard equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself, taking the form of a bondservant, and being made in the likeness of men, being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on the cross."
Right.
So you see humility in there, and that humility is what the humility and love is what caused God to go to the cross for us. And so, I look at this word of faith and prosperity movements, and I think, boy, you guys just don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Because any little thing that goes wrong or any little financial issue that there is or anything, people say, well, you've got authority over that. God's given you authority over that. Check yourself.
Check yourself.
You don't know that. God maybe will deliver you from that, but he may not. And he's God. He can choose whether to do that or not.
So, but yeah, and that's not to say God hasn't given you stewardship.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm just going to use this as an example,
Go for it.
If you are suffering financial hardship, and you have someone who comes up and he's willing to help you and says, "Hey, let's take a look at through your transaction history, your bank history over the past few months, years, however many, whatever metric of time you want to use, however many, what do you want to call it, whatever you want to call it." And if they look over your bank statements over the past few months, and you're spending money on
DoorDash
or
sorry, I called ourselves out here.
We call both ourselves out that.
DoorDash, fast food, McDonald's,
fast food,
Ponchos,
stopping
drive-through Mexican,
stopping by a gas station to grab a drink, or maybe. And I'm not trying to call people out too directly, but I'm calling people out directly. Maybe you've stopped somewhere and grabbed something you shouldn't, and
you ain't wrong.
Or maybe
people do that.
Maybe you've gone to a certain website that you probably shouldn't frequent. Yes, you are responsible for that because you are spending money on things you either don't need or you shouldn't be interacting with.
Well, we just got done watching The Blind again.
Right.
And
it's a terrific movie. You all should watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we did a review of it last year when it came out, but we were watching that, and, Phil Robertson, definitely an example of this. He started hanging around the wrong people and should have been around them, and then he started putting his money into it, and then he put all of his money into it, then he put all of his time into it, and then he put all of his effort into it, and then lost his family, for a little while. And then, finally he got saved and came back, and things worked out. But, it took time, and
it took effort.
And so
there's one line of the movie where he starts getting back on track. This is right before he gets saved. He starts getting back on track, and he's sitting out in front of where Kay works.
Yeah.
Where Kay is supposedly working, and she comes out and starts talking to him, and he's just like, "I promise I'll get better." And she says, "I've had it with your promises."
Yeah.
Because all he was doing, because he kept promising her things. He kept promising her, "Hey, I'll get over the alcohol. Or, hey, or I'll do all this. Or hey, I'll get myself right." And then he broke those promises.
Yep.
And she said, "Hey, I'm done with your promises. You need help beyond what me and the kids can give you."
Yep.
But that's
so getting back to the prosperity movement thing,
right?
And particularly what we were talking about with putting money into things that you shouldn't. There's some people that maybe they're in a financial hardship or something, and they fall for the prosperity teaching and say, "Well, I'm going to be getting all this money. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna. And I cannot support that position. And here's why. So James chapter 4, starting in verse 13, says, "Come now, you who say, 'Today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a city and spend a year there and engage in business and make a profit. Yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and also do this or that. But as it is, you boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. Therefore, to one who knows the right thing to do and does not do it, to him it is sin." So the thing that we see here, Zach, is that the prosperity movement basically throws this whole passage out. They look at it Well, they don't even look at it. They look at Scripture and they think, well, God's going to bless us financially. God's going to give us this. He's going to give us that. Our ministries or our business or whatever is going to be blessed. You don't know that. And my question is, why would God bless that if you're outright basically deluding yourself into thinking that somehow God owes you something?
Right.
Maybe you'll get lucky and you'll get a couple big donors or purchasers or something. But
maybe God will bless you. That's certainly possible.
Oh yeah, I don't want to.
We're not saying God won't bless you. We're just saying.
But God doesn't owe you.
God doesn't owe you blessing. In fact, several times in the Gospels, Jesus says, "They will hate you because of my name."
Exactly.
Because you're associated with me. Because they hated me, they will hate you because they hated me. He says that several times, and I want to bring up the rich young ruler.
Mm-hmm.
He comes up to Jesus and he says, "What must I do to get into heaven?" Jesus says, "Have you followed all the commandments?"
Right.
Rich I'm paraphrasing, y'all.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. But anyway, rich young ruler says, "Yes, I have followed all the commandments. What else must I do?" And Jesus says, "Sell all of your possessions, sell everything, and go and give what you get out of it to the poor, the hungry, give to the less fortunate, and then follow me." And the rich young ruler goes away sad.
Right.
So if you are someone who's sitting here saying, "God will bless me in this world," He might give you, because again, going back to Phil Robertson, you could say the Lord blessed him and his family.
Oh
he
didn't know that was going to happen.
With a thriving company.
Yep.
That his son took over with. The Lord certainly blessed Phil with a thriving family.
Mm-hmm.
I believe all his kids got married and had kids of their own.
Right.
I don't quote me on that because I'm not one who follows them that close. I just watch Tuck Dynasty shows. I watch The Blind, and
right.
But I'm not the one who follows them. Like stalks them on the internet or whatever. But
right.
So yes, Phil Robertson was blessed, but it wasn't because Phil Robertson said, "God, you owe me for serving you all these years."
Right.
Pretty much. But the point of the rich young ruler was that the things of this world are not important. Excuse me.
You're good.
Dinner's coming back.
I'm looking up something here.
But the point of serving God is not the things of these worlds.
Yeah.
The things of this world are vastly unimportant. These things you see here, we're recording this on Nathan's phone. You see Nathan has a computer that he's looking things up on.
Oh yeah.
I have my phone out. We have all this technology around us, and you see the house behind us. Yes, the Lord has blessed us with all that, but these things are unimportant. This might be a can of worms for the two of us.
Oh, let's do it. Open it.
We have some. Not that we disagree. It's that we disagree. We favor one explanation of this saying over the other. So right after Jesus says to the rich young, right after Jesus gets on with the rich young ruler, he goes away all sad and depressed.
Yeah.
Jesus says it is easier to go through for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for
I know what you're talking. Yeah.
A rich person to come into heaven. So while Nathan's continuing to look stuff up, I will briefly explain why I like the more the more out there type of explanation of this. It's just why it made sense to me.
No, you're fine.
So I always pictured it as Jesus was saying it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a sewing needle. And I think that's the primary interpretation or the predominant interpretation people go for. It just made sense to me that Jesus was saying it is easier for miracles to happen than for a rich person to go through the eye of a needle. That's the way I took it, and again, that's purely Zach saying that, not.
Yeah. So, cool. I've heard that taught a lot, and I wouldn't disagree with that application.
Right.
I think where you're talking about the splitting hairs is what the needle is.
Right.
So, culturally in that time, the needle would have been understood as one of the merchant entry points into Jerusalem. And so the needle was a place where all of the merchants would have to come in with their camels, and the camels would have to kneel down in order to get through this entryway. And you couldn't have a whole bunch of stuff on it because, one, the camel wouldn't be able to carry it all kneeling, but two, it literally wouldn't fit. So you'd either have to drag it or leave it outside. And so really what it did was it made you strip down to the bare minimums that you needed to conduct business. Now, the reason why I say I agree with your application out of it is because at the end of the day, it's the same teaching, regardless of which way you got there.
Right.
And so, you're still going to have to give up yourself. You're going to have to change something. You're going to have to do something in order to properly follow Christ. And that's what the point is. Could you argue semantics and stuff? Yeah, maybe at a college academic level, sure, go for it. As for me, I don't care. I don't have the energy for it.
It's one of those things that it doesn't matter which way you take it. It's still
you still get the same lesson out of it.
The point is what the needle isn't the point. The point is that these people are too concerned with the worldly things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus said it best, and I forget the passage again, but it was definitely Jesus. I remember it's Jesus who said he's saying,
right.
He's talking about the trophies you get here and the trophies you get in heaven.
Yep.
He's saying the trophies here will mold, they'll rust, they'll gather dust,
mm-hmm.
and so why would you stack up rewards here instead of in heaven? And that's part of a larger discussion on rewards and all that.
Oh yeah, the crowns and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all that junk. But it still proves the point of, if you are in this prosperity movement of God will give me success in my business, God will give me get me out of this financial hardship, God will get me whatever it is you're going through.
I've definitely prayed over some financial things I'm dealing with right now. I'm not bad off. There's just a couple bills I gotta pay, and it's just a process.
It's a process
but we're making it work.
Right.
But here's the deal with this prosperity thing, this word of faith thing. I've got it pulled up here, a couple quotes, I'm very rare to call people out. Well, that's not true. I call people out all the time, but I'm very rare to criticize too much a fellow believer. But I will be critical of a teaching that, one Joel Osteen teaches, not out of judgmentalism, but out of, hey, I want him to come see the truth behind his teaching. And I think he may have backed off on some things, if you want me to be totally honest with you. But
when we, and I say, because I criticize people a lot too, or I call people a lot too. When we do this, it's not out of a desire to, jab the knife in,
right?
To insult.
We're trying to build up.
We are trying to build up.
Yeah.
And the way Jesus saves, the way Jesus sometimes saves people is sometimes he has to tear down to build you up. He has to tear you down to get to you.
Yep.
And again, that's an example.
Phil Robertson again.
Phil Robertson. So Jesus had to let Phil get down into the mud of life to come back. Really. To come back to him.
So,
but go ahead.
Some quotes from Osteen here is that. Even their church's website says, to be successful in your walk with God, commit to honor God with your finances. And when you commit to give the Lord the first 10% of your income, God promises He will pour out blessings you cannot contain. Tithing is the first key to financial prosperity. I have a problem with that.
I have a problem with it too.
First off, you don't know if you're going to be well off because you tithe. There's just no teaching in the Bible that shows that. But also, this kind of brings up the conceiving or having the idea to conceive something in real life kind of thing, which I think is actually borderlining to witchcraft, if you want me to be honest.
Right.
No. Osteen has said a few times, we conceive it on the inside before we're ever going to receive it on the outside. And that's just one of many quotes. But Luke 14:33 says this, so then none of you can be my disciple who does not give up all his own possessions. So basically all your possessions, everything you have is going to be given up. So you're not promised that you're going to get a whole bunch more stuff because you believe. If anything, you're actually being told you're going to get less.
Nathan, can I ask
sure.
A couple questions? What did Jesus say when he told the 12, specifically 12, to follow him? What did he say?
Give up your things and follow me.
Yep.
More or less.
More or less. And
give up your family. Give up
Some
something.
translations might have it translated differently, but the consensus is hey me.
Yeah.
Not hey Peter, James, and John, pick up your nets and follow me.
Yep.
Hey Matthew, bring all your gold along and follow me from your tax collection. Because Matthew was a tax collector. Hey.
Right.
Beloved physician, pick. Okay, that one might be that's one's a special circumstance, but he's not going to each of these. Peter, James, John, and Andrew were fishermen. Matthew was a tax collector.
Right.
He wasn't saying, "Hey, get your business and follow me."
Right.
That's not what he was saying.
Right.
He was just saying, "Follow me. Leave everything else behind."
Mm-hmm.
We know, Nathan, being a tax collector could be very lucrative for a person because, let's be honest, they were doing unsavory practices back then
Oh, yeah.
They were doing unsavory practices back then. We see it in with Zacchaeus that he was, we see it recorded all throughout the scriptures, honestly. They were charging these people 2 and 3 times as much what they were given. And yes, they were sending to Caesar what Caesar asked for. So if Caesar asked 100 denarii from that man there, they would be charging him 300 and keeping the 200 as a fee or, whatever else they wanted to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are still businesses today that do that.
Oh, yeah. So I want to bring up a passage, Luke 19. This is the rich man and Lazarus. It says this. This is Luke 16:19. It says, there was a rich man, and he habitually dressed in purple and fine linen, joyously living in splendor every day. And a poor man named Lazarus was laid at his gate, covered with sores, and longing to be fed with the crumbs which were falling from the rich man's table. Besides, even the dogs were coming and licking his sores. Now the poor man died and was carried away by the angels to Abraham's bosom, and the rich man also died and was buried. In Hades he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and saw Abraham far away, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried out and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool off my tongue, for I am in agony in this flame. But Abraham said, Child, remember that during your life you received your good things, and likewise Lazarus bad things. But now he is being comforted here, and you are in agony. And besides all this, between us and you there is a great chasm fixed, so that those who wish to come over from here to you will not be able, and that none may cross over from there to us, and I'll stop the story there because that's really where the application is, I think. At least for what we're talking about.
Before you get too deep into it, I just want to say to the folks, just because someone is rich in this life, and this is getting a little bit into like the afterlife topic a little bit.
Yeah,
that's a series of episodes. That always
that's
discussion.
Thing, yeah,
it's an episode or a series of episodes itself. But the little bit I will get into here is just because someone is rich in this life does not guarantee punishment for eternity. That's end of that.
It's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee.
The point that I'm trying to get to here is that just because you're poor doesn't mean you're not following Christ.
Right.
The Word of Faith and prosperity movements would disagree. Fundamentally, they would disagree. They would say, no, your life, God has all this finances for your life. God has all these things for your life. You don't know that. Stop deluding people into that. You need to be focused on following Christ to the maximum of your capacity, whether it's with your finances or whether it's with your time or whether you can't see us at all, whether it's, anything else that it is. Sorry about that, guys.
We are just shadows.
It's getting dark out here, guys. We're gonna have to stop soon. But the point here is with the rich ruler and Lazarus is that, or the rich man and Lazarus, I should say, is that the rich man had all of his blessings on earth.
He had,
and when he died, he didn't.
Right.
And Lazarus was the one who was given everything, and so. The promises and different things that you do see aren't necessarily destined for this earth.
Exactly.
But they're actually destined for the next place where we're actually going to receive everything. Now, I want to point out, too, that a lot of your Word of Faith people and prosperity guys get their teaching rooted from covenantal theology.
Right.
And this is going to be probably a part 2 because I don't think we're going to have time tonight, Zach. But I think covenantal theology is very, very flawed and broods all sorts of different problems. I just don't see how Israel is or how the church is the new Israel. I just don't. I don't see that.
Me either.
I think the promises made to David were his. And the way that the wording is laid out in terms of the millennial kingdom, that promise has to be fulfilled for David. I think the reason why the amillennial view exists is solely because that's the only view that would actually work with covenantalism.
Right.
I think they worked it backwards.
Yeah, but to get
so
kind of get back.
That's a tangent.
To get back on topic is it is littered throughout the gospel, and as I said at the beginning of the episode, it is littered throughout the gospels. It is littered throughout the Bible that the life of a Christian is not necessarily guaranteed to be a good life.
Right.
It is not. Well, God promises you things if you give money. God promises you this if you do that. It is. Well, yes, God promises you things if you obey Him. Those promises, like Nathan said, those promises are rooted in another place.
Right.
Right.
So, I'm sorry. No. You were finishing your point.
So yeah, it's just that you can't. Okay. Mine might be a tangent too, but
you're fine.
And this connects back to the last episode. This is why this is kind of a part 2 to the last episode, but no, it's just that there are a bunch of similarities between the 2 episodes. Between the 2 movements, and they share a lot of ideas between them.
Oh yeah, they do.
But the passage that keeps coming to mind, that kept coming to mind throughout these 2 episodes, is I think it's in Matthew, and Jesus is sitting there talking talking again about
Mm-hmm.
eschatological things,
Yes.
and we're at the Great White Throne Judgment, which is the last judgment.
Yep.
If I'm correct.
Yes, I think you are.
It is the last judgment before everybody is sent is either got sent to new heaven and new earth or sent to the lake of fire.
Yeah.
That's where it's judged. That's where it is. But a lot of people, and this is what Jesus is saying. A lot of people in that line, in the Great White Throne Judgment line, will come and say, "Lord, Lord, I served you." There are a bunch of people, and I'm not going to call anybody out by name because.
Oh yeah, we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know.
We can speculate. The Bible says you will know them by their fruits. So you can look at some people and say, you can question, but you don't know.
Yeah.
But the main point of that, the main point of what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people in that line will probably be progressive Christians, and a lot of people in that line will probably be prosperity gospel.
Yep.
And the other one,
so
it's
the last thing that I want to kind of point out here, Zach, is that on Lakewood Church right now, if you go to their website right now and scroll about midway down, Sunday, May 17th, 2026, this is their synopsis or their little intro blurb about their most recent sermon. Says, don't focus on the persecution that came with the blessing. I already have a problem with that statement. The enemy will try to distract you with criticism over the favor God has put in your life. Now, I want you to stop there. Will the enemy try to distract us from God with different things?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. I'm not denying that fact. However, saying over the favor God has put in your life, what do you mean by favor? Are you talking about fiscalness? Are you talking about
business acumen?
Business? Are you talking about just maybe with your house or with your family? Are you talking like what is favor talking about? In context with Joel Osteen, I would say it's probably with the finances, and that's the kind of Americanized, Westernized theology and ideology that I cannot back it. I'll never forget this, and this is the point that I'll end on, Zach, and I think we should transition to outro because it's dark. I won't say which place it was, but there was a church that I was at, and we had a Sunday school class that I attended, and I stopped going to the Sunday school class because of this, but they were talking about fasting, and when you're fasting, you're not eating anything. Maybe you're doing a juice cleanse, or maybe it's just water for a few days or something, or maybe it's a Daniel fast. But anyways,
whatever it is, whatever you cut out.
They were doing a fast, and they didn't say why they were doing it. They just started doing it just because they felt like it. And you want to know what the number one thing was that they talked about? Well, guess how much money we saved fasting versus, if we didn't, we were buying food all the time. It's the only thing that was talked about. And I stopped going to that Sunday school class after that. I couldn't deal with it anymore because that's just absolutely aberrant that would be your...
The sole focus.
Yeah. You were so blessed with your money and saving money because you didn't eat regular food.
No.
And you call that a fast? No, what you did was you starved yourself so that you had some money to do other things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
it's right, like I said at the beginning towards the beginning of the episode, the Word of Faith movement, the progressive of Christianity, and prosperity gospel, these three big movements, they are showing a lack of movement, a lack of, yep, cool. It's just a lack of understanding the Bible, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, we kind of timed it okay this time.
No, we didn't. We timed that horribly. It's looping.
All right.
Sorry.
Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe, share the video.
See y'all next time.
Thank you guys. Love you.